Sorry. Cool. So hopefully you all found that really useful and interesting, and you can kind of go away and take that framework and kind of implement it a bit further into your businesses. The next stage of this session is all around kind of finding that newsworthy information that you have that's already a potential in your business. So, you know, your business is brimming with information that you might not think is interesting, but a journalist definitely would, or your customers definitely would. So it's all about what you can use that you already have to create a sort of PR story. So where is it and what can it do? Is this going to work? Okay, cool. So your first one is your business. So your business itself naturally has newsworthy potential. There's appetite from specific press that you operate in. It might be industry specific, might not be, you know, the nationals. It might not be the kind of lifestyles, but it might be specific press that's relevant to your industry. So some of the things that you can do as a business is ask yourself some of these questions. So have we grown in the last year? That could potentially be newsworthy to industry specific press. Have you launched a new service or product? Have you made any new hires, or have you moved offices? And this is an example of one of our customers, our clients, Queensmith. They're an engagement and wedding ring brand who operate in Hatton Garden, and this is some press coverage that we've gained for them in the jewellery industry press. So they're called Professional Jeweller. And this was all around their new design and innovation workshop. So they've opened a brand new store, which is really super exciting. Secondly is your people. So every business is brewing from people who have expertise in your specific industry. So it could be head of product, head of finance, down to kind of customer service, people that know your business in the ins and outs. And journalists are always after expert voices to kind of help them with their articles. They write thousands and thousands of articles every year, and those topics that they're writing in, they might not be experts in. So they'll often try and find kind of people to help kind of back up what they're saying, give opinions, kind of talk on trends and things that are happening in the industry. So you can ask yourself, who can speak as an authority at your business? What parts of the business are interesting and who works in there? Who can you put forward to kind of be a spokesperson? And do your people have any notable thoughts or opinions on the industry, the direction of the industry or the way it's slowed, things like that. And this is an example from one of our luxury bed retailers. And we basically, their kind of managing director, he's worked in bedding and in the industry for years. And he's got so much knowledge on, you know, what's the best mattress for you or the best pillows, how to wash your pillows. And this is a piece of coverage in Ideal Home that we managed to secure using his expertise there. Next is your data. So this is a really important one and one that we utilise a lot in our kind of PR strategies. So your data is interesting. You might not think it is because you look at it every day. But for people like us who are nosy about what businesses are doing, what's happening to industries, journalists might be interested. It's full of insights and it really reflects kind of customers' behaviour. It shows trends and that matters to the public. So you can ask yourself, what data do you have to hand? Do you have any insights on customer behaviour? What would readers be interested in your data and what could it highlight? And can you display your data for journalists? And this was, again, some coverage we got for one of our, I just said the name, Funky Pigeon. And this was utilising their internal sales data around who was buying the most presents, the most cards, where they were based. So we gathered all of that data together and pushed out that people in Midlothian are named the most generous in the UK. We've also done one for Queensmith, so looking into their sales data of how much people are buying and how much people are spending on engagement rings, trends to do with like the cuts and the different metal colours, and that's really interesting for jewellery and sort of lifestyle press. And finally, your customers. So all stories benefit from human interest, especially now with kind of AI on the rise. journalists are always looking for customers and case studies to back up the articles that they're kind of writing. So it gives that kind of real life and brings it to real life aspect. So customers are key. They provide that real PR story and activity that taps into the issues that are impacting them and kind of backs up the sort of stories that you're pushing out to be like, this is really happening and we have a case study. So you can work with your database of customers to find out those that can talk about the issue that you're highlighting, or those with success stories of where your business has helped them. Again, this is from Marmalade. So Damo talks about how we did a campaign around the abuse that learners were gaining on the roads. And this was a case study we found of one of their customers. And he was a driving instructor as well, who spoke on the topic around how it's despicable. And he was kind of backing our campaign to kind of raise the awareness of the abuse that they get. And I know we've talked about experts and expert commentary, but this is, again, one that we really utilise a lot in our strategies. They're really great for kind of reactive commentary, or as we call it, newsjacking. So if something happens in the news that's kind of breaking, you can use your experts to comment on that and get that into the press straight away. We call them priceless little nuggets of gold or wisdom. And the industry insights can come from experts within your organisation, or you can try and source them externally. Incorporating these comments can really give your kind of activity and your campaign credibility, or that depth that a journalist is needing. And they're a great way to engage in journalists and really catch their attention. So we've worked with multiple different experts, from behaviourists to psychologists to gardening experts to driving experts. And as a result, all of that can kind of really help gain those backlinks from high authoritative publications and improve your SEO performance. And we've just got some examples here of probably one of the most, we call him the expert goat, and I'm sure you've all heard of him, but Martin Lewis. So he's I mean, do you want to...
He's basically the king of, we talk through like EAT here, so experience, expertise, authority and trust, and trying to communicate that through all of your PR activity to engage customers and to build that trust, which Google's also looking for. I guess if you work in a brand like insurance, this is like really important because it's a one of your life brand. Martin Lewis has done this for years and has built up this brand, and you can see people saying here like, Martin Lewis needs to be Chancellor. It's the only bloke that I would trust. Like, it's literally like there in black and white. He is like a perfect example of how someone has built up this EAT through all of their communications, all of their PR strategy. So yeah, it's a great like example to build off, I think.